After the Isle of Cuba was sighted by Christopher Columbus and colonized by Spain in 1492, the Taíno were overrun by the Spanish, causing the majority of Cuba to become the Spanish Empire. During the early 15th to late 19th century, Cuba was fully occupied by the Spanish. However, in the late 1800s, the Confederate States of America declared war on Spain to combat mounting Spanish aggression and to fuel American expansionism. From that point onwards, Spanish influence in Cuba rapidly began to decrease. In the years leading up to the full CSA influence, the Spanish Empire changed the general population into a slave population in order to extract as much oil as possible before the eventual capture of Cuba by the Confederate States. Then, in 1890, the Confederate States took full capture of the Cuban Isles and kicked the Spanish out of the New World. During the time of influence by the Confederate States of America, in an essential puppet government, influence of Cuba was cycled through several nations, including, but not limited to, the French Republic and the United States of Venezuela. As these conflicts and squabbles over influence continued to increase throughout the early 1900s, Cuba became more and more ravaged, from both within its political environment and its economic situation, culminating in the eventual secession of Cuba from the CSA and its declaration of unilateral independence in 1902. Led by President Alfredo Alfonso, this new time allowed general improvement in all aspects of the fledgling democracy. Sugar production played an important role in Cuban politics and economics. In the early 1910s, during and after several major conflicts on the European stage, a shortage in the world sugar supply fueled an economic boom in Cuba, marked by prosperity and the conversion of more and more farmland to sugar cultivation. Prices peaked and then crashed in 1920, ruining the country financially and allowing foreign investors to gain more power than they already had. This economic turbulence was called Dance of the Millions.